March marks the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s historic voting rights march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. It eventually led to President Lyndon Johnson to sign the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Now, the highly anticipated film Selma recounts that march. Oprah is one of the film's producers. She also plays Annie Lee Cooper, a woman who was repeatedly denied the right to vote. And David Oyelowo is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Those that have gone before us say, no more, no more. That means protest, that means march, that means disturb the peace, that means jail, that means risk, and that is hard. We will not wait any longer. Give us the vote.
That's right, no more.
We're not asking, we're demanding. Give us the vote.
On Thursday, Selma earned 4 Golden Globe nominations. They include Best Dramatic Picture, Best Actor for Oyelowo, Best Director for Ava DuVernay, and Best Original Song. Oprah Winfrey and David Oyelowo join us at the table, and we're pleased to have them. How did Selma bring the two of you together?
Well, The Butler was the first thing that brought us together, playing mother and son, and I shared my passion, my desire, my dream to play this role. Oprah said, I will help you get there, and she's a woman of her word.
No, but it's more than passion, David. You really felt, I want to do this, and you're British. Most people think, how in the world do you think you could play Martin Luther King Jr., and you brought Oprah in? Because it was dead. This project was dead.
To a certain degree, yeah. Trust me, I feel the same way as everyone who thinks, he's British, really? He's going to do this? But when I read the script, I just had this deep spiritual knowing that I was going to do this with my life. And it took 7 years to get here, but I'm just so proud and happy that we got it done.
I have to say, 2 years ago, David, Oprah said to me, watch David Oyelowo. Number one, you guys have such a bond, which is unusual because she doesn't get new friends easily.
Right.
So when she told me, it's true, she knows it's true. When she told me that I've invited David and his family to Hawaii, I thought, oh, she just likes him because she likes his wife and she likes his kids, but what can he really do? But you predicted, Oprah, 2 years ago that this would be a breakout moment for him. What did you see?
I saw in David what I felt and saw in myself at this age. I mean, I think he has a calling, and he obviously is a brilliant actor, but he is one of those people who also wants to honor that calling in a bigger way. So his choices for the kind of work that he does, yeah, look at you, look, baby. His choices are really reflective of who he is as a human being. And so I saw that thing. There's a humbleness, and there's a drive and a passion for life that I felt in myself.
But Oprah, describe that moment and that thought process when David said, I've been trying to get this movie made, it's so important, and when you said, we've got to do this.
Well, actually, he showed me a tape of himself. Remember? He showed me a tape of himself, and he said, I want you to know, what do you think of this?
Oh, gosh, with the Oliver Twist voice again.
What do you think of this? And I said, well, I said, I know everybody else who's, because it was an audition that he had done. Yeah. I think your wife, Jessica, had shot it, right?
She shot it, yeah.
And it's him at a podium, and he's doing the mountaintop speech. And what I noticed immediately was that there is an uncanny resemblance to Martin Luther King, which I'd never noticed before. I went, oh, you do you look like him. And I said, the speech is good, but I think it's okay. But you need to go deeper.
Yeah. Let's talk about Selma. You play Annie Lee Cooper, who lived to over 100 years old. And what a strong woman she was. She was denied how many times the right to vote? She tried to register and
that was her 5th time. When you see that scene in the movie, that's her 5th time going to register to vote. And that's why the movie and all that it represents means so much to me. And another one of the reasons why I said yes to the role. I didn't want to do the role, but then Ava said to me, you know, sent me a clip of a story about Annie Lee Cooper when she turned 100.
Yeah.
And then the story, every day she watched the Oprah show at 4 o'clock and had a tuna fish sandwich.
Yeah.
So Ava says, you cannot resist that. But also because of what she represents. All of those people, ancestors, who are part of my legacy, our legacy, that kept getting up and kept trying, you know? The fact that you go and you are denied, and then you go home, and then you study the Constitution, and you go again, and you know that going, you could risk your life or have your house burned down.
I'm old enough to have heard Dr. King live and to know Andy Young and to know John Lewis and to have met Hosea Williams. I mean, what is amazing about this, it reminds us that every step has been a struggle.
Yeah.
And it continues today. But we see here, you know, that you really cannot give up and you have to push. And we see it today in other kinds of incidents taking place in the country.
You know what's remarkable to me about the parallels is that there was such a strategic, rigorous discipline.
Yes.
And that there was a definite plan for this is what we want the right to vote, and this is our intention in going about getting it.
And there were divisions within the community.
And there were divisions within the community about how to do it.
Exactly.
But they also knew, guys, that they could, and they were so young, too, that they could lose their lives. Today, if you peacefully protest, you will not lose your life. But they knew that they could possibly lose their lives, and they did it anyway, David.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
So
the
powerful.
thing about the film is that you see the high price paid for the privileges we now enjoy, including the vote that we really, really take for granted. You see here that is just something not to be taken lightly.
I did have someone who came to an event I had last weekend with the legends, with the civil rights leaders, and showing the film. And I got a lovely note from someone who was pretty prominent and said, "I will never not vote again after seeing that movie."
You know what?
Yeah.
Mark Evans, a Paramount producer, told me last night that a young black girl, 17, came to see the movie with her grandmother, and she thought Selma was going to be about a girl.
Oh, wow.
I just think that she thought it was going to be about a girl. Her grandmother told her nothing about it. But Oprah, take us behind the scenes, because I love this scene where you have the extras and they have to say the N-word. And the struggle about that. I love this story.
Well, Ava DuVernay, who is making history with the nomination because she's the first African-American ever to be nominated as a director. And, you know, she had, prior to this, done a small film called Middle of Nowhere for a budget of like $200,000. So this is the first time she's had major cast members and 500 extras, and you have all these people on set, and they're, you know, asked to play racist. And I love the story of the white lady from Selma who comes up to Ava and says, "Now, do you want me to use the N-word, or do you want me to say the actual word?" And Ava says, "No, I want you to say the word." "Like you want me to say the word and not say N-word?"
Like, N-word, go home.
N-word, go home. They're all standing there with the signs. And so it was really sad.
Wouldn't have quite the same power.
And David, your dad didn't want you to be an actor.
No, he didn't. Well, I'm from Nigerian parentage, so the idea of the arts and all of that. Oh, my dad, when I would tell him I want to be an actor, why do you want to be an actor? Why do you want to go and be with all these promiscuous lady boys?
Lady boys?
Lady boys.
Lady boys.
Lady boys. That's his opinion about
Lady boys.
But you know, he's seen all the press around this, and he couldn't be prouder.
And now he says you're a scholar? Is that what he said?
No. Remember, tell us the story about when you got the scholarship.
Oh yeah, so that was his opinion about acting. But then I got a scholarship to go to the London Academy. And scholar, my son, the scholar. Okay, we can tell everyone back home that you're a scholar. And then,
Not a lady boy.
Not a lady boy.
It's amazing that there's not been a major film made about Martin Luther King, too, a major motion picture film.
It is amazing.
I mean, it is.
That this would be, except for such a time as this, that this would be the film.
Yeah.
But what's really incredible about this film is is that we did not attempt to do a biopic.
Right.
You need a miniseries for that.
Yes.
And it's really focused on those 3 months where he was negotiating with President Johnson
But the timing, Oprah,
to get the right to vote.
Tom
Yeah.
Wilkinson
timing of
is
this
great.
Incredible.
Isn't Tom Wilkinson is great?
The timing of this movie now.
The parallels
Yeah.
between Selma and Ferguson are indisputable. You know, the way I look at it, Ferguson felt like a black problem. Once we went into Eric Garner, it became an American problem.
Yep.
You have the same thing with Selma. Voting rights, denial of voting rights was a black problem. The minute we had Bloody Sunday, it became an American problem.
Yeah.
We are in the same time in history. We now just need to, like you say, what are the demands? What are we asking for?
25,000 people in New York City
Right.
marching.
25,000 people marched across the bridge, Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Right.
And Martin Luther King's children said to me at Oprah Sing last week that for the first time, someone has really captured Dad's essence. That's the job they said about you.
I will take
Bravo,
it.
David
I will take it.
Oyelowo.
Bravo.
I will
Take it.
Oh, yellow wow. Don't you like that? Isn't that good, Oprah?
I love
Oyelowo.
that.
How hard was it to do that?
Well, I was a beneficiary of 7 years of preparation. Like I say, when I had that spiritual knowing, I actually felt God told me that I was going to play this role. And, you know, when he tells you, you start to prepare. And, you know, the opportunity met up with that desire, met up with Oprah, met up with Ava. And, yes, there was a weight gain, there was shaving my hairline back, but there was a spiritual preparation
Look at
as
the
well.
poster. Look at the little
I know,
fat
look
on
at the
your
fat
neck.
neck. Look at that rolled neck. Gone now, though.
Gone now, though.
And Oprah, for you, the first day that you were shooting was the day that Maya died. And when we got the news here, I thought, there's no way Oprah's going to be able to shoot today.
Yes, Ava said, you don't have to shoot, you don't have to do it, because I got the news that morning and I was supposed to do that scene where she walks into the registrar's office.
No.
And I said, I will use it and I will honor Maya in that walk. So that's exactly what I tried to do.
And when you told Maya that you were playing this role, she said, take it all the way.
Take it all the way. That's what she said.
And that day typified you to me because you were dealing with Maya's loss, shooting that scene where you get hit by Sheriff Clark, and you said, and I'm trying to negotiate buying the Clippers.
That's right.
What happened
On that
there?
same day, a day in the life.
Literally, I got punched, I got taken down, and then I was running up to the fax machine trying to put in the bid for the Clippers.
Literally, between takes. What? Oh, no. That's not fun. That price point is not fun.
We know Oprah knows how to deliver a punch. We know that.
Yes, I know that firsthand.
Yes.
The hardest thing in the film for me, though, was that you knew what was going to happen when you saw the kids in the church.
Yes.
And it was just,
Yes.
The Birmingham
But that was Ava DuVernay felt that was really important as a marker for the times, because that actually the bombing had occurred the year before, so that was a part of the essence of why the need to vote, the need to have Black people experience their sense of freedom.
One of the things that I looked
rights.
up, you know, given the Voting Rights Act, 1965, I went back and looked. 13 states have passed more restrictive voter ID laws in the last 3 years. That states are trying to make it harder to vote.
Yeah, this very act that was passed, that was fought for with blood, it was dismantled as of last year. The notion being that the country has changed enough that we no longer need the Voting Rights Act. Well, I think, you know, one of the things the film does is you see the parallels between Selma and Ferguson. You see that the country hasn't changed enough, hasn't changed that much. So, you know, the notion that we no longer need the Voting Rights Act is, I think, criminal.
It hasn't changed enough, but yet, you know, David speaks of being from another country and marveling at what we've accomplished in the short amount of time since, you know, civil rights.
Well, that's what's amazing about what you symbolize in the film. You know, you could have been Annie Lee Cooper, and here you are, you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you both, really. I'm so excited about this.
It is the best movie. It is the best movie.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
the most powerful
Thank you all
movie
for
out
watching
there.
it. Yes, thank you for finding the time to watch it. Every time, you know, listen, I saw it for I mean, I've seen it as a producer over and over. So I saw it for the 6th time last night in the theater with other people. I still cry every time. Every time. Particularly when the old footage is mixed with the actual film. When you see Black people and white people joining together across that bridge, and you know,
It's beautiful.
a lot of that footage was CBS. So we have to thank.
Yes, I love
Yes, I know. And at that point, I say, turn on CBS, turn on CBS.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
Well, bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Oprah Winfrey and David Oyelowo.
Yes.
All right, Selma opens in select theaters on Christmas Day.